All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Dan Crowley. I'm the chairman of the Board of Commissioners for Fire District 1. I want to welcome everybody for taking the time to come out and thank everybody during this busy holiday season for taking some time to be with us today. I've had the privilege of serving for the last 7 years, going into my 8th year as the chairman of the board. And some of the things that we've accomplished over the last 7 years are things like improved PIL ratings and received an international accreditation and a re-accreditation over the last 5 years. And the only reason I mention that is because what we're here for today is the very thing that ensures that the money we spend and what we do provides the best services and the best return on investment for each taxpayer who invests in their services. The reason we're here today is to talk about and announce a consolidated dispatch, which is going to give increased efficiencies across the board for services provided throughout the entire St. Tammany Parish rather than any one district. It'll be a unified front and best practices and education provided to every single district and the same response for every single citizen throughout the entire St. Tammany Parish. We're also going to talk about the priority dispatch system software for medical and fire. When Chief talks about this, the key takeaway you're going to get here is the money that's spent to add this software, which is a minimal fee for a COTS product, which is a commercial off-the-shelf product for software we're getting. It's going to take a system today that we inherently use, manual flip cards, to look up scripts and ways to respond, to an automated way for a dispatcher by simply entering the system in the application to dispatch somebody. It provides a whole script and a consistency of what it is they need to interact with the folks and ask the vital questions. The software itself is a software that brings already to the table industry's best practices of what has to be done and the best questions to ask, and it's less reliant on human intervention, where somebody's opinion about what's important or not is taken off the table. It becomes a standard, an accreditation standard that has happened throughout the entire industry. The folks you're going to hear from today will be Chief Kaufman, who's going to give you an overview, the Executive Director of St. Tammany Parish Communications District 911, Mr. Rodney Hart, and Board Chair John Evans. Is he here? He's not here today. Okay, but we will hear from Mr. Rodney Hart. And our Parish President, Mr. Mike Cooper. Good to hear you. See you here, sir. And at the end, we'll take some questions. But before I turn it over to Chief, I just want to take a minute to recognize certainly all our first responders and everybody that works hard to make sure that we're taken care of, and the fire chiefs across this district. I just want to tell the citizens and everybody else that's listening that this is a group of dedicated professionals that works every single day to ensure best services for best value, to ensure all citizens' investments get the best return every single day on every single dollar. And although we can't always conform to what somebody's thoughts or opinions are, I want to assure you that these chiefs work tirelessly every day to bring you your services for the best value and best cost that you can. I'm going to introduce Fire District Chief from Fire District 1, Chief Kaufman, who's going to come up and talk about an overview of this great consolidation as well as application of software we're going to use to improve services here for you. So thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to thank everyone who's present today. Thank you for being here. Take a moment to thank our Board of Commission at Fire District Number 1, the 911 Communication District Board, and of course, the St. Tammany Fire Chiefs Association, who helped make this happen. We have 12 fire districts in St. Tammany Parish and 1 municipal department, which is Covington. We have an estimated population today of around 260,000 citizens. We're approaching close to 30,000 fire and EMS calls a year in St. Tammany Parish. We're working under one roof that our new 911 center in St. Tammany allows the opportunity to come up with this functional consolidation plan. We're not consolidating fire departments, we're consolidating a service, which is fire dispatch. We'll be adding 10 communications officers to our communication division, which will top out at 23 employees for that division. Each fire department will pay their service to Fire District 1, pay for their service based on their call volume each and every year. Our dispatch is a vital link between our community and necessary resources and our firefighters. We're committed in providing the highest level of service by having a dedicated team of individuals who are highly trained. This means an operational efficiency from taking the 911 call, dispatching the right resources, and until firefighters arrive. I'd like to also introduce today the implementation of the Pro QA software. We're in the business of saving lives. Time is life. So our efficiency is what every call should be based on, the outcome. This dispatching software will be utilized and implemented in April of 2021. We're currently putting all of our members through the training. Dispatchers will follow national recognized standards, research-based protocols to identify life-threatening situations and to safely prioritize calls for response. The protocols guide emergency dispatchers through a series of questions. They'll ask callers to identify the problems so they can send the correct help. Emergency dispatchers will also use the questions to provide the first responders accurate information so they can more effectively give care once they're on the scene. With this medical priority dispatch and instructions to callers and patients before responders arrive, District 1's implementation of this system, residents can have a peace of mind when they call 911 for assistance. They'll get highly trained emergency dispatchers that handle their call. With that, concluding my comments, I'd like to introduce our Executive Director of 911. I'd like him to come up and say a few words in reference to what has transpired over the last 90 days to make this functional consolidation happen and what it means for our 911 system. Rodney Hart.
Thank you, Chief. Again, I want to thank everyone for being here. I'm going to take it for a little bit past 90 days and go back to 2015. We had a vision, our board had a vision of trying to do a consolidation of all of our dispatch agencies and get them all in one building. We took that plan, went out, we solicited with all of our partners, the agencies that do dispatching, and we were able to get 100% of every agency to commit to come into this facility if we built it. So we took on that task. It was a monumental task. We built a great facility, 16,000 square feet. When we started, we had 5 primary PSAPs and 3 secondary PSAPs that were going to come into this building. On the day that we moved in, we had 3 primary PSAPs and 2 secondary PSAPs. So through that planning process and the construction, we actually had agencies that spoke amongst themselves, saw opportunity to consolidate and join forces together. By doing that, and as of today, we're actually down to 3 primary and 1 secondary PSAP. So I think we built the great foundation. We didn't do it ourselves. Trust me, it took a lot of effort from a lot of different agencies, a lot of different police chiefs, fire chiefs to get us to where we are today. But I think we built a successful foundation for maybe even further consolidation later on down the road for some agencies. But I think we're at an optimal state right now, and with all this the new technology that we have in this building, the new technology that this fire district is going to bring to the table for answering calls, I think our citizens will have an optimal service provided to them. That's all I have today. Thank you very much for being here.
Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful day to be at this beautiful state-of-the-art facility, the 911 Center here in Lacombe. I first want to thank Chief Kaufman and the Board of Commissioners for Fire District 1. I want to thank Rodney Hart, Executive Director here of the 911 Center, and his Board of Commissioners, and all of our fire chiefs and our firefighters for what you do each and every day to protect lives and property here in St. Tammany Parish. I say that from the bottom of my heart. The work that you all do, the coverage that you provide for us is extraordinary. To say that combining the dispatching for the fire districts all under one jurisdiction is phenomenal. It's an effort by Fire District 1. I want to thank Chief Kaufman. I know who probably took the initiative to reach out to the other departments that were providing dispatch. And to combine into one service will provide a cost-efficient, comprehensive plan for dispatching for our parish. As Mayor of Covington, serving since 2011 until 2019, I saw two separate dispatches in the city of Covington for fire and for police, which were eventually combined into one dispatching service. And then, before I left office, we reached out to Fire District 1 to handle the fire dispatching for the city of Covington when they were still in their location in downtown Slidell. And our police department, of course, was, our dispatch was handled by the sheriff's office, which it is still today. So, as others have said before me, this dispatching consolidation is going to benefit not only our response times, but it will also cost savings for our citizens and our business owners who rely on our fire departments to protect their property and lives. So thank you all for what you do. Again, I thank the police chiefs, as I see the fire chiefs, as I see them standing out in this audience. Thank you. Please pass that on to your firefighters, and thank each and every one of you for what you do. Thank you.
Thank you, President Cooper. Do we have any questions? Anyone would like to ask any questions? We'll take questions now.
When you mentioned cost efficiencies, is there any estimate on how much might be saved by this? And when you're talking about response times, I know it's a hard question, but can you give us a percentage of how much quicker that response times might be because of this new plan?
Absolutely. First, I'll address the cost savings. There is a dollar cost savings. We have less total dispatches required under this functional consolidation effort. We also have some operational efficiencies. We think in excess of over $100,000 total for the citizens in St. Tammany Parish. Each agency, as I said, will be paying for their portion of the service that we provide based on their call volume. Now, as far as the operational efficiency from a response standpoint, there's no question that the dispatch is the first contact with our public. When a citizen calls 911, that process has to be efficient. We have to answer the phone timely. When you get the right information from a caller, we then can transfer that information to the first responders, make sure we get the right resources and the right amount of personnel to respond. So it's a process. It's a process. We expect to cut times on the dispatching, call taking, and of course the overall total response time, which is from the answering of the phone until a fire truck arrives on scene. That's both for fire and suppression duties. So this software is going to have a great drop down of questions for any particular incident that we're called to respond to from a citizen. The dispatcher, you know, they don't have to have experience in that area. All they have to do is click that area. It's going to give them all the right questions. It's going to standardize the process. It's going to be able to allow us to provide a standard of care to the citizens in St. Tammany Parish. And, you know, when we do everything that's been presented today, we will be in line and in compliance with, number one, our international accreditation, as our chairman stated, but also we intend on becoming accredited by this ProQA software as well. There's an accreditation opportunity. We're already on track to be able to achieve that, and we want that for our dispatch center. We want that for our fire departments that we provide services for, and ultimately we want it for our citizens in St. Tammany Parish. That's who pays us to be here and for us to serve them. So we're honored today to be able to present not only a functional consolidation, but a more efficient operation to better serve them.
Two more quick follow-ups. The 100,000 you mentioned savings is annually, or is that just a one-time?
Annually.
Annually.
That would be annually reoccurring. Going forward, we will revisit the call volume, over each year to see if we have to make any adjustments, but we have it built in our agreements with all fire departments in St. Tammany Parish. We're very comfortable with our formulas, and of course, the oversight from an administrative standpoint, well, all that'll be done by District 1. So we're very satisfied with the model we use to put this functional consolidation program together.
And with that additional accreditation you mentioned, could that possibly result in lower homeowners and premiums for residents, or are you already at a low enough rate that it will be negligible?
It's all connected, and when I say that, from a fire response or even just dispatching services, we have to meet a national standard by answering the telephone, getting that 911 call out, and of course getting those fire trucks on the road responding. All of that is timed. It's going to help us not only maintain our PIAL, which is Property Insurance Association of Louisiana, which every fire department is rated in Louisiana. We'll maintain that. In some cases, we can improve some efficiencies, but also we'll be working at an international accreditation level of service, best practices that we're going to provide to every fire department in St. Tammany Parish, regardless if they're accredited. So we're going to be operating at a higher level overall across the St. Tammany Parish for our citizens.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you all for coming today. That concludes our press conference. Have a great day.
All right.